Namaskar. Good evening, everyone. This is Vishwarup, a member of Asian Prabaho. Asian Prabaho is an eco-conservation cum awareness group. We are working on environmental issue for last 2 years at the IIT Kharagpur. So first, a warm welcome to you all in the first session of Prayukti. It's an initiative by Vision Prabaho. Currently, the world faces an unprecedented challenges due to the outbreak of COVID-19. In this stressful situation, to overcome the challenges, we need to approach it in a very meaningful and positive manner. Since the world is focusing on social distancing to break the COVID chain, it is time to be connected with each other, such that everyone stays motivated and inspired by listening to the people who have done extraordinary in their life. Keeping this in mind, Vision Prabaho initiated a series of lectures, talks, stories by the eminent personalities of different folks. In today's session, we are fortunate to have Parvathy Baul with us. She is a musician, composer, storyteller. She started her journey with Indian classical music and Kathak dance. Later, she found her own soul as a Moner Manush in the Baul song, a century-old Bengali folk music. She has traveled over 40 countries and mesmerized the world by her performance, including many prestigious concerts and music festivals. She also founded and runs two gurukuls, Sanatan Siddhashram in West Bengal and Ekathara Kalari in Kerala, for promoting ancient Indian spiritual traditions with an emphasis on Baul song, and along with Kerala theatre. She has received the prestigious Sangeet Natak Academy Award, which is the highest Indian recognition by the Government of India for her outstanding contribution in the field of Indian folk music. Before listening her, a kind request to all the participants, please maintain the decorum of the event. Your questions will be taken during the question answer session. Please click the raise hand option in your window to place any questions or any queries which you want to discuss with all of us. So let's start. And now I request Parvathy Baulji, please.
So when I start, I would like to start with a song. So it is a song of surrender, and that's how we always start in the Baul Parampara. It is a song to the divine. We're saying that I find, let me get your lotus feet or the blessing, at least at the end of my life. And so when don't ignore me, don't throw me away, because I'm a fallen one. I want to get you in my heart, my beloved, but I don't have any worship. I do not know how to call you. But I know that you are the compassionate one. So please look at this poor woman. Jagai Madhai, I hear the story of them, that they even hurt you, but you were still compassionate to them. If you can be compassionate to all, even to those who hurt you, why not me? I have heard in Bhagavat and in Quran that You are the one who saves the soul. If somebody calls you, you are prepared. Lalan says, I do not know anything, but the only thing I know that I seek or I wish to get the nectar of your divine feet. Vishwarup, you can put me on the main screen. Is it possible? Then everybody.
It's in the
Then
your screen is pinned in the screen. So
oh
everybody
yeah.
is,
So I don't. I see only you. Okay. Anyway.
everybody is seeing that. Okay.
दयाल शायमा hello na hello na दूरा हम बोले दूरा हम बोले दारुण पाई जानो अंतिम काले আমায় ফেলো না দয়াল দুরাধম বলে চরণ পাই যেন অন্তিম কালে হে দয়াল সাধনে পাইব তোমায় সে ক্ষমতা নাই গো আমার বড় দয়াল নাম শুনিয়ে আসা বড় দয়াল নাম শুনিয়ে আশা ফিরিয়া যাও কাঙ্গাল দয়াল ফিরিয়া যাও কাঙ্গালে চরণ পাই যেন অন্তিম কালে ও দয়াল দয়াল জগাই মাধাই পাপি ছিল কান্দা পেয়ে পাই মারিল তাতে প্রভু দয়া হলো তাতে প্রভু দয়া দয়া হলো করো দয়া শ্রীভাবে দয়াল আমার করো দয়া ভাগবত পুরাণে শুনি তোমার পতিত পাবন নামের ভূমি ওরে লালন বলে সত্য জানি লালন বলে দয়াল লালন বলে সত্য জানি তাও বিন্দু চরণের তুলে চরণ পাই যেন অন্তিম কালে চরণ পাই যেন অন্তিম কালে। When we talk about Baul, and if we think about the spiritual health of our Mati or Bangla, or this entire belt that covers Bengal, Bangladesh, and Tripura, Baul is the heart, the spiritual heart of these people. There are many flow came to our land. Many religion came to our land. People from different country have come and lived here for centuries. Bangla and this area, northeast part of this country, has gone through a lot of changes. But what really held harmoniously so far, it was Baul. And that's how there was this beautiful mixture of different traditions. So Baul you can call is the essence of all path. Baul do not deny any path, and Baul accepts everything, and they are calling themselves at Nad Upasak, the practitioners of sound. So when we think about the nature, everything is nothing but vibration. And this vibration, it keeps on changing into energy, which we call Shakti or Shakti in our tradition. And sound is something that is this energy. It has this vibration, and by repeating the inner sound, a perfected sound, this vibration gets intensified inside us. And then we can really experience the resonance of the whole universe within us. And this is what Baul is trying to achieve. And whatever language we speak, be it Bengali, English, or any other language, we cannot leave away the vowels like A, O, E. So these are called akshara, which you cannot divide anymore. Akshara means something which cannot be divided. So they hold the vowels, they hold the seed of this resonance of the universe. So when you are singing, you're actually going on repeating all this sound inside. But then you can ask me, like, then why the Baul became sound worshipper? It's because when your inner vibration, inner sound gets stronger and stronger, then your mind gets cut. You cannot, your mind becomes antarmukhi or towards inside. It does not want to go outside because the vibration that you feel inside, which is much deeper and much more mature or raptured because of its repetition. But the sound that you hear outside, sometimes it sounds like noise, and it is disturbing. So that's how the sadhaka, the baul, is cutting the sound which is outside and going deep inside. The songs of the baul is a tool for that. By repeating the songs, one is actually contemplating. For example, this song I sang to you, talks about the pure surrender with great humility and bhakti. So when one sings that song, one is contemplating on bhakti. So that's how it becoming the object of the meditation. The song is becoming the object of the meditation. And doing this with the vibration of the sound, one can experience transformation. And this is what Baul is talking about. There is a beautiful song which also talks about this uttering the Krishna Nam. So Harinam Mahamantra. This is one, it is called the 108th Upanishad, which was introduced to us in a larger scale by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but it existed even before that. His guru's guru, his guru was Ishwara Puri, and Ishwara Puri's guru was Madhavendra Puri. And he also used to do Sankirtana. It means it existed even before. In this song, what Baul is talking about the sound, because when you say what is the relationship between the nature and the Baul practice, this is the thing. I mean, we are the part of this nature. We are this vibration, and we connect to the vibration that exists in outside, beyond the mind. It is said, in a beautiful way in one of the Charya Giti or Doha of Kannopad, who was a Siddhacharya Buddhist from 10th century about. He said that that this sound that we hear inside, I have just got the sound that is uttered inside. I will go to the song because so here this is a song written by Nilakantha Mukhopadhyay. He was a poet. Lalan Fakir, the previous song I sang, it was from Lalan Fakir. Lalan Fakir, I think you know by now, that he lived about 200 years ago in Kushtia, and he brought a new wave of love or bhakti in the parampara of Sai. Here I want to mention that Baul has 13 different schools, and Sai is one of them. And the song that I'm going to share with you is Nilakantha Mukhopadhyay, who lived in Birbhum, not very far. So he says, "Oh my tongue," because you need this tool to utter the word. "Oh my tongue, for many days I have cared for you. Please say Krishna, Krishna. Whatever I found, whether it's fruit or sweets, anything you wanted, I have fed you with much care. But now I don't have that time. Now I am in trouble. I am in danger. So I am uttering your name. Please keep it with care. I won't give you any other responsibilities. I won't ask for any reward or anything. Only this much favor, if you can do me, please utter the name of Krishna again and again. If you can help me to go across this ocean of worldliness, then I will know that you are my true friend. Make Dinabandhu, the Krishna, your real friend. Please keep this request. So by uttering continuously, contemplating on it, one achieves, the sound gets perfected, and one is connected with the universe. Your time is getting short, but I will sing it quickly. I don't know how to sing quickly, maybe a little bit of বহুদিন তোমারে করেছি যতন, বল রসনা হরে হরে কৃষ্ণ হরে, ফলমূল মিষ্টান্ন যেখানে যা পেয়েছি, যতনে আনিয়া তোমারে দিয়াছি, অবসর নয় এখন বিপদে পড়েছি, তাই ধরেছি নাম রাখরে যতনে, দিব না অন্য কোন ভার, চাহিব না তোমার রত্ন অলংকার, যথাসাধ্য তোমার করো উপকার, অনির্বাণ কৃষ্ণ নাম করো রে উচ্চারণ, হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে, হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে, যদি করো পার অপার ভব সিন্ধু, জানিব একান্ত তুমি কণ্ঠের বন্ধু, দীনবন্ধু হরি করতারে বন্ধু, রাখো রে রাখো এ মিনতি বচন, বহুদিন তোমারে করেছি যতন, বল রসনা হরে হরে কৃষ্ণ হরে। The Baul songs is not only for one's own contemplation. When one hears, one who is listening also can go through this contemplation. So we are in a very special situation that we are all confined in our spaces. For us, for the sadhaks, it is a very good time because we're always in lockdown. Even if when the whole world is moving, we are not moving, we sit in one place. But people who are not used to that, for them, it becomes a very difficult situation. I just want to bring, because there were some questions sent to me already, so I'm replying on basis of that. So what happens, I have been contemplating with one of my friends about this, that nowadays something deep-rooted inside, something to hold on to, is non-existing for many people. It has become very bahirmukhi, in the sense everything is going towards outside. For example, for when we are young, at that time it was little bit, before us our day was even more different. But right now what I see that a friend of me pointed out to me is that people go high very fast and go low very fast. When they get a like on Facebook or 2 likes, they feel attended, and then if somebody does not connect or somebody does not like, they go into very deep depression. So this suddenly, something which is called sthai bhav is missing. So how to bring that sthai bhav, because we are not dependent on what comes from outside. We need to have a base inside us. We use this word called tapasya in our tradition, which is called like radiance. So it means that you, by contemplating, by turning within, by becoming antarmukhi, with whatever you like, whatever path you like, whatever meditation you like, if you go deep and deep inside, you can sing, you can dance. Everything is a meditation. Even dance is an expression of your devotion or your appeal for your inner truth. So in whatever way, if we can go deep inside, we will slowly enter into a very calm and restful state. The restfulness inside, resting inside. This is what we call to do vishram inside. When you are restful inside, you will naturally will not like to get disturbed. So when the flows come from outside, you will just look at it and say, well, it all looks fine, but it's just a noise. I don't want to be part of it. And then you go deep inside you. So whether in our tradition, the state where we call a sadhak, when it becomes mature, like you get your doctorate, right, when you do PhD. So when we get our doctorate, it's like one who has become equally responsive towards sorrow or towards happiness, towards cold or heat, samabhav, when there is an equilibrium which has come inside. And even when one is able to see harmony in the chaos. So that means you are so restful inside, you are so deeply rooted and grounded inside you that you are able to see harmony in everything. Because we always like to plan and we want everything to happen according to the plan. And what happens is that we receive a lot of gift in our life, a lot of things, but we are never satisfied. We want more and more. We want to achieve more and more because the divine hasn't given what we wanted. But because we're so, attached to our want, that we forget to see the gifts are already given. We are unable to celebrate that because we are stuck to the mind that wants things. So these are the small, I know that all of you students are very good students, and you are studying in an institution like IIT Kharagpur, which is one of the best institution in our country. And so this, I think you understand very well because you're all very intelligent people. That's what I say. So then, we are already up in time. So, Vishwarup, you want to go to the next?
Okay. So now this is time for question answer session, and we request all the participants and to ask any questions or any discussion they want to do. They are in their window. There is a manage participants and there is a raise hands option. You can raise your hands, and after that we can unmute them so that everything will be go properly. Also, ma'am, I have seen one of our professor, Shamdu Chetri, is with us. He is a faculty of Reiki Center of Excellence for the Science of Happiness in IIT Kharagpur. Please.
Jai Guru, I can see you.
Shamdu Chetri, so you can unmute. So And also I have seen Shejuti Roy Mukherjee. So she is a
Yes, I
professor.
can see her.
She is also professor in Vivekananda College and also theater artist. And some of our friends are also there. I don't. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. So,
Jai Guru.
Joy Guru.
Jai Guru.
So now we can start question answer or discussion part. So
Thank you,
Jai
Guruji, for this wonderful. Sorry, I came a bit late because there were two links and I got a bit confused. I was waiting for the connection, it didn't happen. But finally, I am the last minutes I've been listening to you with great interest. And just yesterday, one of the students from Kolkata connected with me, and I loved your idea about going inward and bringing everything in your mind. So she was telling me, look, we are stuck here. We are not able to go out into the, nature that we often did. We walked in the morning. This ritual is over, really stuck. And I told her, it's very simple. Sit down quietly and you can walk in your mind. It will bring you exactly the same effect. And I love this idea. And I think this is something that we all can do. We should not feel stuck. And I know all students, like you said, are very intelligent people here in IIT Kharagpur. I wish you all the best. Don't be stuck. Don't think that you have uncertainty. You can manage it very well, my dear friends. And I'm open for any discussion, any point of time. For all of you that you're listening here, um, my phone is on 24 hours. And if you don't hear answer you, then definitely I am sleeping or that I'm not near the phone. And I'll get back to you anytime. Any help that you want, I'll be most happy to help you. Thank you. I'll just let you ask questions to Guruji now.
hello. There is a one questions. I am connecting her. That is Orunavo Kali. Uh, Arunavo, can you hear? Please, you can ask.
May I say now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Jai Guru. Pranam.
Jai Guru, Pranam, Namaskar.
My question. Namaskar. Can I say in Bengali or I have to speak in English only?
No, you can say whatever you are comfortable.
Okay, okay. So let's keep it in English. My question is, Baul tradition is a culmination of Hinduism, Sufism. Even I heard Bhusukpad's song in Parvathyji's voice. But currently in our country facing a very disturbed situation, and how we most of us are very much religious, but somehow we are becoming not so wide and open to accept other communities or other religion as as our own, like that, which is just apart, poles apart from Baul tradition. But most of us in Bengal and in many other countries, states, they enjoy Baul singing. But in the core, we are becoming very much communal or like that. So, what is the way out from that?
I feel that actually it hurts me a lot when I see people fight over religion, because religion is actually to know yourself, to go deep into it. The word religion, we call it as dharma in our language. So dharma is coming from dri dhatu, and dharma means something that which And why this discipline is given? So that we can more orient ourselves. This is like a guidance towards, so that we can reach the divine. Now, what I would like to say is that in a very short way, the best way, people who stay in other religion, they don't have enough education. That's that I would say. They need to study very well what they're talking about. So, uh, so what is most important is that before we criticize something, we need to understand it. And to understand means one has to work, one has to practice it, one has to know about it. So for us, we have different aspects in our life we practice with. So if we can give a little bit of time of us to practice and to understand what is spirituality, then I think we will realize every religion finally talks about God. We meet
Sanjay.
in that point of time.
Ma'am,
So
sorry
if
for
we have
interruption. Ma'am, we are
the
running
time
out of
is up.
time. So should we go to the next session? If the all the
Yeah,
audience
yeah,
are
sure,
agree, then we can go now for extra 15 minutes.
sure.
Sure. Okay, so next
Yes.
session will be start at 9:30, 9:46. So we have to close now 9:40 because it's the limit, highest limit. So 9:46 we'll again meet, and in the mail we have provided the second session meeting ID and password. Please provide this second session meeting ID and password similar way in the first session. So now we have to leave. And again we are meeting after at 9:46.
For somebody who doesn't sing or does not play, somebody who loves being with the sound, so somebody who enjoys the music, so that person goes inside the words, the meaning, the tune. It's just like it's always so good that the tune and the words always are going in. I'm sorry, I'm talking like a very naive person, but you see the future of music is changing in all aspects, in all genres, in all possible adventures. So is there a possible experimentation of Baul music in the near future, in apart from the style that is being carried on till now? uh, could I explain my question well? I know it's not well formed, I'm not a very good talker, so but I wanted to ask you.
As far as I understand your question is that uh, we need to think of two different ways. One is the experiment that is outside. So you can say the musical form. So when you're like uh, collaborating with other musicians, or you are trying to bring new instrument or new sound into Baul music, that is one way of experimentation. And another experimentation is inner experimentation. That means that you explore your inside, explore the way of singing, how many different way you can sing, how many different way of sound that you can produce. You know, Baul, it is actually a solo music performance. You know, Baul used to be solo singers. And then slowly, other sadhus started playing dotara and then dubki. And that's how it became an ensemble. But previously, it used to be a solo. Just my Guruji used to say the Adi Bhav of the Baul, that dugi, ektara, and this sadhaka is dancing. This is the image of the Baul. So for me, what interests me as a practitioner of this music and the path, what I love is the inner explosion, inner experiment. I am always trying to find the different, you know, we have limited ragas in the Baul. Actually, we don't follow any raga. We are just follow our anurag. That's the thing. But still, I'm trying to find new sound and bring it inside the singing. This way, I enjoy a lot, and I love to listen to many different kinds of music all over the world. And then I try to see what is the most beautiful element in that music. And I always think that if I can adopt it somehow in my tradition might become richer. As you know, that the Indian tradition, it is a dynamic tradition. Ah, we are always evolving, we are always creating without losing its heart. Uh, it's not fixed. So we can always improvise and bring in new elements. Uh, in the past, there have been many masters, and each master, there are many practitioners, but some of them are really the jewel, we call the Ratno, the jewel. So they added new element, and that's how the tradition grew. So everybody's, all the practitioners, they kept on contributing, and that's how the tradition slowly became bigger and bigger and richer and richer. So this is also is a continuous process of experimentation. But I am not so much. I will be very honest. Is that I am not, I don't like when it is a fusion music with
Right.
Baul, because the heart is taken. If that sound, why we listen to the Baul, the sound that I was talking about, it is to awake the sound, to wake up the sound that exists in everyone's body. So if that resonates in my body, so I sing from my heart to your heart. So you will be touched, whether you understand my language or don't understand my language, doesn't matter. You will be touched, because the sound comes from that purity. And that is the purpose of the song, to touch the sound within you. The sound that vibrates inside you, you touch it in the other person. So something happens to that person, something wakes up. This is the purpose of the Baul song. When we do the fusion, it becomes a performing stage art. Baul is not about that. So, what should I say? This is it.
Ma'am, we have received some questions. We are also sharing with you. So a very common question is that we know how close Bauls are to nature. Banglar Matir Gan is what I feel about Baul Gan. So what is the essence of Baul Gan in this modern, especially with respect to environment? So there is a lot of questions regarding the environment, holistic life, and Baul song or music. So can you please enlighten in this?
In the modern time, it is becoming even more relevant than more and more relevant than before. It's because what I was talking about is that we have to return to our source. All that lesson that we are having here, it's like the time and the nature has sent us to a retreat, to retreat and to think for us that how we should behave, how we should place ourselves in the world in relation with the others. Doesn't mean only human beings. It means everything: the trees, the plants, the birds and animals. How to be kind with them, and how to live together. They're our neighbors, actually. We are sharing the space with them. We are not the owner of this earth. We have to really agreeing with this and accept. Baul has always agreed it. They have accepted this fact all the time. You can hear that in the song. And the Baul always lived with minimum, only what they say, uncha vritti. Uncha vritti means like a bird. You know what a bird takes? Only what it can carry on its beak. It cannot carry more than what it can take. So Baul is also always took only minimum from all our surrounding, but they gave their heart. So all of us in the world, what we're running for is more and more and more. Where is the limit? Because it is the mind which sets the limit, no? And there is no limit in it. So it is very relevant for us to come to our Sahaj. What is Sahaj? Natural, the flow, the spontaneity within us, in harmony. Baul definitely can teach that. And Baul practice that. Absolutely. Live with minimum.
Okay.
Not more and more and more.
And one more question was, how Baul song helps to resilient with epidemic? Because we are now going through a very challenging times. We have never experienced this kind of situation before. So with the minimum lifestyle, and maybe we are realized that not only for the pandemic situations, before that the uh, degradation of environment, it's also more important to live with minimum and a sustainable living. But the problem is in the era of technology and the development, for us, how it's possible, means, how we can do that.
So one thing is that, Baul has practice called Madhukari. Madhukari means like a honey goes to the flower and collect the pollen and bring it to beehive and make it honey. The same way, Baul go house to house. They get into the house and they start singing. And with their perfected sound, the whole environment inside the house becomes purified. It touches the heart of the people because of the sound. And in return, what they can return with, because they're giving them something so precious, which is from their inner world. So they give something which they have achieved in their outer world. Maybe they're farmers, so they grow rice and they give rice as an alms. So this is called Bhiksha also, and we call it Madhukari. So Baul, it is a service. We call it a seva. Doing Madhukari is a seva. Why? It's because we are going, and maybe that person is very busy in the house and so stressful with their work, they have totally forgotten about their self. So Baul goes and sing at that moment, and it suddenly they realize who they are. They stop for a moment and look within. So to go and to speak is a Baul. So in this pandemic, I have seen many Baul masters, those who can access technology, like me. So I have always opened up my door. I have spoken to people. I have sang to people, because I know that we need to connect. We need to talk to each other. We need to help each other. And so I'm more than happy to share my songs and to share a few things that I know, and if that helps. So I am continuing my service, my seva as a Baul. So you see, technology is actually helpful for a Baul. It's not an obstacle. So if we say in this technological age, no, it's your mind. Excuse me, it's your mind, because you are the one. Don't let the technology eat you. You use the technology. Don't let it use you. You take it for what you need. Always we have to live with the minimum. So it has a good thing in it, and we take the good thing and throw away things that will disturb you. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. I can see Anuradha, ma'am, Professor Anuradha Chaudhary is with us. Ma'am, she is a professor of IIT Kharagpur, Humanities Department. So, ma'am, can you share your ideas or thoughts with us?
Um, I mean, it's a great privilege to get to talk to Parvathy Ma in person like this. Uh, and I think one of the biggest contributions, just listening to you, has been um, a very big reassurance about what the Baul culture has to offer to the world in today's scenario, where, like you very beautifully said, we've got so disconnected from the authenticity of ourselves, the authenticity of our relationship with the earth, of how we can connect with everybody, and how we are, again, from a Baul's perspective, we are actually deeply in tune with everything if we know how to listen to it. And like you so beautifully said, it is when we connect to the song within us that we can allow that note to strike in our listeners and maybe awaken that same song in their own way in the other person's. So uh, I think the deep bhakti that is there, that is the source of love and connection with everything in the world. I think if we can allow ourselves to be childlike, because I think one of the most beautiful aspects of the Baul singing is the childlike nature of free abandon. And I think with development, we tend to go further and further away from this childlike nature within. And we become artificial with the artificiality of the world we create. So I mean, it's really a very big privilege. I have nothing to say other than just share some uh, responses on what I've heard from you. So thank you very much for uh, thrilling our hearts with your music and your abandon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Anuradha
Thank you
ma'am.
very much for sharing your words.
Ma, if I can ask you a question, if I can just ask not a question, but I would just be happy to know if you had to give a message to, let's say, the youth, because this is an IIT KGP forum, and if you had something to, a message to give to the youth, what would that be? What could be the youth of today's world, which is caught up with technology, which knows that they can connect to each other through technology? What could be your message to them?
So for me, I always feel when I was a student in the college, uh, I came from a very traditional space. I came from, since my childhood, I have been practicing, uh, classical music and dance and all of that. So, and also a very spiritual environment I grew up. So when I came to study in the college and I was studying contemporary art, visual art, uh, I could not relate to it because for me the postmodernism meant nothing because I was seeing the villages around me and the life and the trees and everything, and I connected to it. And when I met my master, Sri Sanatan Das Baul, uh, I saw a real relationship between the teacher and the student, and this is what I was seeking for. So I decided to leave my university studies and I go with my master and I go to Madhuguri because I thought that was the best school. So to the youth, I would like to say that go back to the tradition and do what you are doing, but at the same time have deep rootedness in your, know about your root, know about your culture, know about from where you come, what is your history, uh, what is your story, and 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 there is so much this land has given. This land has given so much, you cannot imagine. When I open each text, uh, I am so touched. For example, if you have time, then please read Ashtabakra Gita. If you have time, listen to the songs of Dadu, listen to the song of Surdas, uh, or listen to the song of, Lalishwari. There is so much to contemplate on each poetry. I get lost. I read one poem of Lalishwari and my eyes flow with tears. because the depth in such simple language. And this is what is life, to celebrate. Celebrate, take your time to celebrate. There is so much beauty in life. So we know that we have to go somewhere, achieve something, but that's not everything. We have to work, but we work and we celebrate. To celebrate means take your time. Take your time. This time, this life is your life. Take your time. Enjoy it very well. Enjoyment doesn't mean that you have to go to the disco club. It means enjoy inside, the real enjoyment, the ananda inside. And you'll find so much energy by knowing yourself, your story. So this will be my story to you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
So I also can see in
Thank
Professor.
you, Radha.
Hello, ma'am. We have also seen Professor Jinia Mukherjee is with us. Ma'am, if you want, you can share your ideas or thoughts. Jinia, ma'am.
Yeah, first of all, I'm very sorry that I missed, the songs, and I also missed the discussion and the presentation. I could only just hear the reflections from Anuradha and your responses. And like this 3-4 minutes have been quite intense. So I can imagine like what is going on since the last few minutes. So like what I mean, as I have missed the presentation, I don't know whether I'll be able to like put my words or ideas within the particular context or not. But I have very little knowledge about this culture. But I have been lucky to be exposed to some of the kind of pioneer bowls who actually perform today, and also some of them who had been quite renowned since our olden times. For example, like I was extremely inspired in my childhood by the songs of Hasan Raja and Lalan Fakir for sure. And I think like to a great extent the kind of the message of simplicity that these songs provide, and as you were also talking about rootedness to our culture, I think also this kind of human nature metabolism is very much rooted in this particular tradition. But what I also have little reservation is with like the way the kind of this particular culture is being packaged and sometimes being performed at stage. I mean, being part of the mass culture, or the kind of assault from globalist kind of visions, or globalist mass culture. It would be great if you can shed some light on that aspect, because I know few people. Though they might be a minority, but the way they are marketing things, where the original essence or flavor of the entire culture to a great extent gets eroded. So what can we do, and how can we really what can we have as strategies to to respond to that thing?
Hello, ma'am. Jinia, I'm very much sorry. Actually, we are running out of time. It's scheduled on 10:15 up to. We can't do nothing because now it's over. So maybe we can connect with Parvathy Baul ma'am, and she will surely answer, and maybe next time we can get her. So sorry ma'am, Jinia ma'am, sorry. Now I'd like to thank all our special guests and also the participants on behalf of Vision Prabaho. So thank you everyone, and just ending with a quotation of Parvathy Baulji, or the Baul tradition is not only about music. It is a holistic way of living, a tradition living which makes one more compassionate, more just more loving. So I just hand over Parvathy ma'am. Please, your last message. Oh, we have only 1 minute.
Only 1 minute? Okay. Then I think let's sing. Yeah. We go singing.
Okay.
রাধা কৃষ্ণ প্রাণ মোর যুগল কিশোর জীবনে মরণে গতি আর নাহি মোর কালিন্দির ফুলে কদম্বের রতন বেদির সিংহাসনে বসাবো শ্যামগরি অঙ্গে দিব চন্দনের গন্ধ চামর ঢুলাবো করে হেরি মুখ চন্দ রাধা কৃষ্ণ প্রাণ যুগল কিশোর জীবনে মরণে গতি আর নাহি মোর রাধা কৃষ্ণ প্রাণ যুগল কিশোর. So have a very good night and wonderful time. Enjoy your retreat and pray also for those who have lost their people, their close families. And we wish that we will meet again and sing and dance together. And this time will be soon over, but we come with a great realization in us, with a compassionate heart.
Then thank you.
Jai.
Stay Jai Guru. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Good night.